Good morning. Hello. Can you please confirm whether I'm clearly audible and visible or not? In the meanwhile, I'll just look out for the comments and see whoever is present in the class. So I'm just looking for the comments. Yes, I can see Devraj. I can see Dhanraj. I can see Popo. I can see Rakesh. I can see Pooja. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another session of Vista's Learning. In this session, we are going to discuss about a new chapter called Quadrilaterals. This chapter is literally very important, but yes, it do have a connection with the chapter that we have already read about triangles. So just before starting the session, I would like to introduce about our company, Vista's Learning. We believe in providing quality education at our company. So at Vista's Learning, we believe each and every one of you are equal and the right to education. We work on this particular funda. So here, go ahead, do like, subscribe and share, and what we'll do, we'll start our session now. So the first chapter that we're going to discuss today is quadrilaterals. So this quadrilateral that we have discussed, we have also seen, or we have also discussed a little bit about quadrilateral in our previous chapter when we were discussing about polygons. Okay, so quadrilateral is derived from two different words. One is quad, you can simply say, like in computers, sometimes we say it is quad core, dual core, like this we have used the word. Okay, so this quad word that we use, quad, that means 4. Okay, quad means 4, laterals means sides. Quad means 4, lateral means side. So quadrilateral was derived from the word, two different words, that is quad and laterals. Quad means 4, lateral means side, and that is the thing from where this word was coined or came into the picture. But one very important thing, 4 sides should be closed, should be a closed figure, should be a closed figure. If the figure is not closed, then the word quadrilateral will not come into the picture. Let's have some examples here. The examples are, suppose that is a picture. It is having 4 sides. Let us name A, B, C, D and E. AE is one of the side, AB is one of the side, BC is one of the side, and ED is one of the side. But D and C, they are not connected. So as they are not connected, it is not a quadrilateral. Okay, so the proper definition for quadrilateral is a polygon that has a 4 sides. You can simply say it like that. Okay, that it is a polygon that is going to have 4 sides. So let's read out the exact definition that we have got. A quadrilateral is a closed shape. I have already said it is a closed shape, and a type of polygon, yes, that has 4 sides, 4 vertices and 4 angles. It is formed by joining 4 non-collinear points. So let's look out at quadrilateral. So that is a quadrilateral. Let us name it as A, B, C and D. So A, B, C, D are the 4 corners, or you can say vertices of a quadrilateral. Now what? So it has got 4 sides, AB, BC, CD and AD. It has got 4 angles. Angle A, I'll change the color or else it will be difficult for you. Angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. It has got 4 colors as well. So that is how a quadrilateral is formed. So let's point out the important points. So what we will do, we have to just underline the important points. So 4 vertices, A, B, C, D, 4 sides, AB, BC, AC, DC and AD, 4 angles, angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. So these all things, if it is there, then we can say it is a quadrilateral. Let's move to the next part, that is again an image. So is that a quadrilateral? The answer is yes, that is also a quadrilateral. Does it has a four side? Yes, ABCD, it is going to have a four side. But the quadrilateral that we saw last time is quite different from the quadrilateral that we are going to see now. So why these two quadrilaterals are different? Because it depends on how we have arranged the sides, the length of the sides, the arrangement of the side. It completely depends on all these steps. So that is why this quadrilateral is different. But anyhow, it is also going to have four sides, four vertices, four angles. So this is also a quadrilateral. Okay. So here is the definition. A quadrilateral is a plane figure. Plane figure means it will have length. Plane figure means it will have length and it will have breadth. So if only these two things, then we can say plane figure. Plane figure. And if any object or any image has length, breadth and height, then it is called solid figure. Okay, so the difference between plane figure and solid figure is this particular thing. That has four sides or edges. Okay, four sides or four edges, and also has four corners or vertices. So this is the thing that we've already discussed. So here, just to recap it, we have kept this part. Now, if you can see, that is a shape, or you can say plane figure, that is having four sides. And if all the sides are equal, we call it to be a square. Next, again the four side, but what we saw is the opposite sides are equal, so it is a rectangle. Okay, all these are an example of quadrilateral itself. Okay, now you can see that it is in the shape of a kite. Okay, it is also going to have four sides. Next, trapezium. Sometimes we also call it trapezoid. So both are the same thing. Now, it is called parallelogram, but parallelogram are of two types. So this one I am going to call as parallelogram, and this one as rhombus. So what is the difference between parallelogram and rhombus? A parallelogram is a pair of line making a plane figure, and this pair of lines should be parallel to each other. That means this particular side will be parallel to this side, and this particular side will be parallel to this side. But in rhombus, the same thing, we have the same thing, but one more condition is there, that all the sides will be equal in length, all the four sides. But in parallelogram, it is not necessary at all. So these are the six basic type of examples, you can say, or types of quadrilaterals. So here there are the names. One is square, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezium, rhombus and kite. So these are the types of quadrilaterals. You can see it over here. Okay. So square, all sides are equal. We know that. And then what? After that, they are perpendicular, the adjacent sides, then opposite sides are parallel. So these are the conditions. So we are going to read the conditions in very details in our next part. So here we are going to discuss about a square. So if we are going to discuss about a square, the first thing that comes in our mind is, what is a square? So a square is a quadrilateral with four equal sides and angles. So if we see the diagram or image of a square, let us name it as A, B, C and D. Okay. So what we have got? A square is a quadrilateral with four equal sides. So the length of AB, BC, DC and AD will be equal. So what we can say, that is a square. So as it is a square, the length AB and all will be equal. So AB will be equal to BC, will be equal to CD, will be equal to AD. All of the things will be equal. Now, and angles will also be equal. So angle A will be equal to angle B, will be equal to angle C, will be equal to angle D. So we have got this thing till here. Now what's next? It is a regular quadrilateral. Regular means the sides will be equal in length and angles will be equal in measurement. So that is the word that we refer to regular anyhow, and both of its sides and angles are equal. Okay, so that's okay. You have understood the thing that in a rectangle, was in a square, what we get, the sides are equal in measurement, the angles are equal in measurement. Okay, let's read out through the properties of a square. All the angles of a square are 90 degrees. So angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to angle D, and all of them were equal to 90 degrees. So that is predefined. Now all sides of a square are equal and parallel to each other. Okay, so all sides of a square are equal, but the opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. Okay, opposite sides are parallel and equal, plus all sides are also equal. Too hectic, right? So you can say that a square is a figure where the opposite sides are parallel and all the sides are equal. So that will be very easy for you to understand. Now if we are talking about diagonals of a parallelogram, this and this, then diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. So the length of this part and this part, while this part and this part will be equal, and the angle between the diagonals will be 90 degrees. The angles between the diagonals will be 90 degrees each. So that is how we are going to define the properties of a square. So now if we have got a figure, we will definitely get the perimeter and we will definitely get the area. Okay, so suppose that is one side, that is the another side, that is one more side, okay, and that is one more side. So we have four sides. A, okay, I'll have to change the color. A, B, C and D. Now one thing we know that all the sides are equal in length. So perimeter means what? Perimeter is the measurement or the length of the boundary of a given figure. So boundary will be, perimeter will be A plus A plus A plus A. So 2A plus 1, 3A plus more 1, 4A. So the perimeter of a square is 4A and area is equal to the product of adjacent sides. So A into A will be equal to A square. So that is the formula for the perimeter and area of the square. Okay, so here what it is given that if the side of a square is A, then the area of a square is A square and perimeter of the square is 4A. So anytime if we get this kind of thing, we'll directly use this part to solve it. Let's move to the next figure, that is a rectangle. Quite easy, right? So what is a rectangle? A rectangle is a quadrilateral with four right angles. Okay, means it is also a kind of a square, but there's a difference. Thus all the angles in a rectangle are equal to 90 degree. Okay, in a square also it was equal to 90 degree. Moreover, the opposite side of a rectangle are parallel and equal. Okay, opposite sides are parallel and equal. All of the sides are not the same, and diagonals bisect each other. This time diagonal is bisecting, but it is not perpendicular. Okay, so let's have a diagram. A, B, C and D, these are the four sides. Now this is a diagonal AC and BD. Next what? Next what we have? This is not equal to 90 degree, but if I name it as O, so AO, this length and this length will be equal, while this length and this length will be equal. That's why they are bisecting each other. Okay, now what we can say, that the length of AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. So opposite sides are equal and AB is parallel to CD while BC is parallel to AD. So this thing is given for a rectangle. Now what we have, the properties. all the angles of a rectangle are 90 degree. Okay, so if I have named them as A, B, C and D, then angle A will be equal to angle B, will be equal to angle C, will be equal to angle D, and all of this will be equal to 90 degree. Now opposite sides of a rectangle are equal and parallel, we have seen that, and diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other. Okay, so this bisecting part we'll have to do now. So that is a diagonal AC and one more BD. Okay, let's take the center as O. So here what we can say, AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD. So that means the diagonals are bisecting each other. Okay, now what we have if the length of the rectangle is L and breadth is B, means this part we are going to consider as L and this part we are going to consider as B, then what will be the perimeter? This will also be equal to L because opposite sides are equal and parallel, and this is going to be B. So perimeter will be equal to L plus B plus L plus B. So L plus L 2L, B plus B 2B. Let us take 2 common, what we will get? L plus B. So the formula for perimeter will come out to be 2 length plus breadth. 2 into length plus breadth. We can see it over here. Now the second thing is that area means the product of two adjacent sides. So that was length and that was breadth. So area will be equal to length into breadth. Area is equal to length into breadth. Perimeter was equal to 2 into length plus breadth. So that is the formula one should know. So that is also very important part. Now let's move to the next part, that is a parallelogram. So till now we have studied about a rectangle, till now we have studied about a square, and they were actually very easy. Now when we are going to discuss about a parallelogram, it is the thing that we need to understand. So let's see what is a parallelogram. A parallelogram, as the name suggests, is a simple quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. Thus it has two pair of parallel sides. Moreover, the opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal and their diagonals bisect each other. So let's have a look. So A, B, C and D. Now what? Let's draw a diagonal from D to B and from A to C. Okay, let the center be O. So what we have got is AB will be parallel to CD and BC will be parallel to AD. So we have got this particular thing, that opposite sides are parallel. We have got this thing entirely. Now what? Diagonals are not equal but bisect each other. That means AO will be equal to OC and BO will be equal to OD. So these are the things that is going to satisfy a parallelogram. Now we are talking about angles, so that thing we'll discuss in our next slide. So here the slide is. A parallelogram has four properties. First, opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Okay. So this angle and this angle, they are opposite to each other. So they will be equal, and this angle and this angle will also be equal because they are also opposite to each other. So because they are opposite to each other, they will be equal. Now, the first thing is covered. Second, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So this side and this side will be equal as well as parallel, while this side and this side will also be equal and parallel. Diagonals bisect each other. This thing we have already discussed. And sum of two adjacent sides. Suppose that is X, it will be X. Suppose that is Y, that will be Y. So X plus Y will be equal to 180 degree. That is the reason why we call sum of any two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree. Now here also we have some formulas for parallelogram as well. Okay, so let's name it as AB, C and D. So perimeter of a parallelogram, length and breadth, we have that. And when we are going to stretch a line, okay, I'll have to change the color. So when we are going to stretch a line perpendicular to one side, so that is known as the height. That is known as height or h simply. So here what we can get is perimeter of a parallelogram is equal to 2 length plus breadth, and area of a parallelogram is equal to length into height. Because what we can do, we can cut this part, and if we fix it here, so it again becomes a rectangle. So that is the reason why we use length into height formula, not length into breadth formula for perimeter. So for parallelogram, but for perimeter, the length of the boundary should be measured. That's why we use 2 into length plus breadth. Okay, so till now the things are clear. Now one thing that we missed, that is, if we used to find the sum of the angles of a polygon, okay, of, let's this time take quadrilateral, okay, quadrilateral, okay. So the formula is, what is the formula? N minus 2 into 180 degree. So if n is 4, 4 minus 2 will be equal to how much? 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. 4 minus 2 will be 2 into 180. So 2 into 180 will be equal to how much? 360. That's the thing how we got it. So angle sum property says that if the interior angles of the triangle are added, or if we are going to find the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral, the answer will be 360 degree. Okay. Now we have few of the questions to make your concepts more clear. The question is, three angles of a quadrilateral are 75 degree. Let us name it as A, B, C and D. A is 75 degree, B is 90 degree, okay. C is again 75 degree. We need to find D. Okay, angle D we need to find. So we have to find the fourth angle. So according to angle sum property, what we have? 75 degree plus 90 degree plus 75 degree plus x degree, or the fourth angle will be equal to 360 degree. Now 75 plus 75, 150, 150 plus 90, 150 plus 90 will become 240 degree plus x degree is equal to 360 degree. So x will be equal to 120 degree. So here the answer will be option number D, 120 degree, and that will be the correct one. Let's move to the next question, where we have to calculate all the angles of a quadrilateral if they are in the ratio 2:5:4:1. Okay, A, B, C and D. So here what we got is the angles are in the ratio. So what does the word ratio means? Ratio means whatever part that is common will cancel them. Okay, so that is the thing has happened here as well. Okay, now as the part that we have cancelled, we'll take it as x. Let the common part be x. So the common part here is x. So A will be 2x, B will be 5x, C will be 4x and D will be 1x or simply x. So if we add all of them, 2x plus 5x plus 4x plus x, the answer should come to be 360 degree. So 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 4 11, 11 plus 1 12. So 12x is equal to 360 degree. X is equal to 360 degree divided by 12. So 12 3 are 36 and one more 0. So here it is x, angle A is equal to how much? A is equal to 2x, that is equal to 2 into 30, that is going to be 60 degree. B is 150 degree. C will be only 4 into 30, that is 120 degree, 120 degree, and D will be only 30 degree. So that is the answer. So we got A as 60 degree, B as 150 degree, C as 120 degree, and D as only 30 degree. So that is our answer. Let's move to the next question. We have find all the angles of a parallelogram if one angle is 80 degree. A, B, C, D. One angle is 80 degree. So the opposite angle will also be same. That is a property we write right now. And the adjacent angles sums up to be 180. So 180 degree will be equal to angle A plus angle B. You know that, right? So angle B is given as 80 degree. So 180 degree minus 80 degree will give us as 100 degree. That will be our answer. So this will be 100 degree, and opposite to it will also be 100 degree. So we have found all the other angles of a parallelogram, and I guess that's quite easy for you now to understand the steps, right? So the fourth part, what we have here is the sum of all of the angles of a quadrilateral equals to. So we know the formula, n minus 2 into 180 degree, where n is the number of sides. So in a quadrilateral there are 4 sides. In a quadrilateral we have 4 sides. So 4 minus 2 into 180 degree. So 4 minus 2 will become 2 into 180 degree. So 2 into 180 degree is equal to 360 degree. So that is ABCD. So when we add all the 4 angles, the answer will be 360 degree. So option C is the correct answer. So answer will be 360 degree. So I hope you have understood the thing very clearly. Still, if you have a doubt, you can go to our channel, you can go to our website www.v-learning.in, and you can ask your question then and there. And yes, we are directly going to contact you and help you with any of your queries or feedback. So with that, we have came to the end of our session, and I hope you have enjoyed it. So keep learning from Vista's Learning, and do like, subscribe and share. Until then, bye bye and